What law firms have to begin to understand is that the convenience that they show is more valuable than quality. You're not the only bagel shop on a claimant's journey to finding a law firm. There are law firms everywhere, and convenience wins. At the first sign of inconvenience, that might be the last conversation you have with somebody. They don't care what law school you went to. They want to know, can you help? And how fast can you tell them whether you can help? And the sooner you accept that convenience is greater than quality, the more advocates you're going to create, the more clients you're going to sign. Welcome to the Intake Playbook, the podcast where we transform your law firm's intake process into a secret weapon. I'm your host, Gary Falkowitz, and I've spent more than a decade helping law firms across the country maximize their intake performance. If you want to stop leaving cases on the table, create a better client experience, and grow your revenue, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. What law firms have to begin to understand is that the convenience that they show is more valuable than quality. Let me share a very brief story with you. On the weekends, my wife and I like to walk to get her Starbucks. And this past weekend, I was hungry. So I called up the local bagel shop that's on the way to Starbucks. And I figured I'd pick up my egg sandwich on the way back. So I call up, I wait on hold, hearing ring, ring, ring for about 45 seconds. But I was patient enough because I really wanted to get that bagel. Then they pick up, put me on hold for about 2 minutes. After I get back on the call, they asked me to repeat the order about 3 times because there was too much noise in the background. All is fine in the world, though, because I was hungry and I was patient. No big deal. I get to the bagel shop after we pick up the coffee. I say, hey, I'm here to pick up my order for Gary. They look around. Maybe I got an order for Gary. Anybody got an order for Gary? No one's raising their hand. They're looking at the bags of all the bagels for pickups. Nothing with Gary's name on it. I said, listen, I don't know what happened to the order, but you're going to have to order again. Now, there are 14 people online, and I had to get back to my son's soccer game, or at least to take him to soccer. So I said, forget it, and I left. Some people might say that I was hangry, and it's true, I was upset. I wanted my bagel sandwich. I'm a breakfast guy, but I was willing to give them another chance the next morning. Now, you might wonder, why would you give them another chance, Gary? That makes no sense. But here's why. There were no other bagel shops on my walk, on the path to and from Starbucks. And that's when I like to pick up my breakfast. So I gave him another shot. Here's the thing, guys. What you do, you're not the only bagel shop on a claimant's journey to finding a law firm. There are law firms everywhere, and convenience wins. Now, for this bagel shop, right, they had all these things that didn't go my way. I promise you, if there was any other bagel shop within 100 yards of their bagel shop, I was going to another shop forever. But there were none. So they had the luxury to not even be convenient, and yet I was still coming back to them. You guys do not have that luxury. At the first sign of inconvenience, that might be the last conversation you have with somebody. So you might ask, hey, Gary, what are the inconvenient things that I could be doing at my law firm that would result in pushing somebody away? They're exactly what you think they are. It's putting somebody on hold. It's not using technology. It's not giving them a decision. It's not escalating to an attorney. It's asking them to get you documents for making a decision. It's putting them on hold or not picking up right away. All of these things can obviously push a claimant to say, you know what, I'm just going to call somebody else. They want ease. They want convenience. They don't care what law school you went to, really. They don't care how much money you made for the prior client. They want to know, can you help? And how fast can you tell them whether you can help? And the sooner you accept that convenience is greater than quality, the more advocates you're going to create, the more clients you're going to sign. Thank you for listening to the Intake Playbook podcast. If this episode sparked a new idea or insight, take a moment to screenshot it and post it in the Intake Playbook group on Facebook. Share what resonated with you or what you'd like me to dive into next. Your input helps shape this podcast, and I'd love to hear from you. Let me ask you this. Is your intake process maximizing every opportunity? If not, I created the Intake Masterclass to help. Inside, you'll get access to the tools and strategies I've used to help firms transform their intake process and turn missed opportunities into measurable wins. Plus, you'll join a network of professionals all focused on growing their firms. The ROI you'll see from refining your intake will speak for itself. Visit intakeplaybook.com today and start making every lead count. Thank you again for spending your time with me on the Intake Playbook podcast. Remember, intake isn't just about systems. It's about building trust and creating connections. Keep pushing forward. And if you're looking for more resources or details from today's episode, check out the show notes at intakeplaybook.com. I'll see you there.